So my session has been about clinical applications of genomics, and we've had a couple of talks about some challenges that we organized called the Clarity Challenge that focused on how clinical results are interpreted and reported back to families and referring patients. And we had a very nice panel discussion with Dr. Peter White of Nationwide Children's Hospital and Olaf Bodemer of Boston Children's, talking about how that panel and how the challenge was useful in developing methods for reporting clinical results. And then we also had a nice talk from Illumina, from Giovanna Prout, who talked about Illumina's one-stop solution, complete solution for clinical testing, and how some of the research instrumentation they've been developing is now being used in a clinical setting. I would say the plenary session yesterday was really one of my favorites. It was really fun to hear Diana Bianchi talk about non-invasive prenatal testing, and all the other speakers were excellent as well. In our area, there's been a lot of development for the technical aspects of finding genetic variants and how they're interpreted. I think that one thing that we talked about in our session today was how these get reported back to families and to report it back to physicians. And this is a special interest, I think, to clinicians and genetic counselors who need to actually transmit this information. So we talked a little bit about how various groups may come together and develop best practices for reporting clinical results. So reporting is happening now, but it's very heterogeneous in the way it gets done. And I think in the next 12 months, there will hopefully be some international initiatives to sit down and just come up with a criteria for how best to do that. I think the festival is nice because it brings together basic scientists, informaticians, researchers, industry development, and clinicians. And really the end result of everything that the Festival of Genomics is working towards is returning results to patients and families. That has to be done by clinicians, and that clinicians includes not only physicians but also genetic counselors on the team.